Atlanta was down 6-0, but 3 runs in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, made it 6-5. Now 2 in scoring position with 2 outs and a 3-2 pitch. He dropped the ball, and Atlanta takes the lead. And the comeback is complete in the most improbable of ways. Truist Park was buzzing after the Braves' largest comeback in 4 seasons. And with a magic number of 1 to clinch the NL's best record, more playoff caliber action is on deck. Next on Bally Sports. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Truist. There's 5 games left in the regular season. Braves getting a come-from-behind win last night. 7-6 the final, and now they'll look to win the series here tonight against the Chicago Cubs. 3-man booth tonight. Jeff decided to join us. Jeff Francoeur, Tom Glavine, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Happy to be back with you. So the Braves get win number 101 in the most improbable of ways last night, scoring the last 7 runs in that 7-6 win. But Jeff, some people may say, what do these last 5 games mean? Atlanta's chasing some records. They're also still looking to wrap up home field advantage.
Yeah, and look, I think the home field advantage, that's going to take care of itself in one way or another pretty soon. But I think offensively, you look at what they're trying to chase. Obviously, they already got the back-to-back 100-win season. 301 home runs. They need 6 more to tie the Twins, 7 to win. You look at Acuna, he needs those 2 more steals. And look, Matt Olson set the single-season franchise record. Now he's got a chance to do that with RBIs after doing the home run. So a lot of stuff offensively are chasing.
And you talk about the pitching matchup here tonight, Tom. Darius Vines, the rookie, will get his 2nd major league start for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, look, go out there and do what you did in your first start in Colorado. Look, if you can pitch in Colorado, you can pitch anywhere. So go out there, keep the ball down. Good sinker changeup combination. And from what I understand, everybody loves his makeup. He doesn't get rattled by anything. He just goes out there and pitches. And on the other side, for the Cubbies, Jameson Taillon. Look, he snapped a 6-game losing or winless streak his last time out against Colorado, but he's thrown the ball pretty well. 1-1 with a 3.18 and 4 starts in September. He just can't win. So he had a good one his last time out. Hopefully the Braves can keep that winning side of things hard to come by.
Yeah, we'll see if they can, because it's a big one for the Cubs. All of these games down the stretch are huge for Chicago and their postseason chances. We'll have game 2 of the Braves and the Cubbies coming at you next on Bally Sports. Baseball is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Care for all that is you. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. Darius Vines, the rookie, making his first start at Truist Park. He's come out of the pen, but he has never been out there for the first inning. We'll get you the lineup that he is going to be facing tonight for David Ross and the Chicago Cubs, presented by your local Toyota dealer. Similar to last night, except for one change at first base, Jeimer Candelario returns from a hamstring injury. And David Ross putting him back in the lineup at the first base bag, hitting 7th in the order. So Darius Vines, as I said, first time that he has ever started here at Truist Park. Got that win out in Colorado in his first start on the road, and then he's come out of the bullpen 3 times since.
Yeah, number 10 prospect in the Braves organization. Threw the ball really well in Colorado. So whatever your game plan was there, do it again tonight.
I like that. And that leads us into our 4 keys, Jeff. What do you have here this evening?
Well, for Darius, make an impression. This is your last chance. It's Wednesday, last week of the season. Leave them with a good taste in their mouth going into this offseason, going into spring. And first inning homers. Taillon 11 home runs in the first inning. And if we know one thing about this Braves offense, they slug in the first. So it could be a good combination.
Hopefully it will be.
Let's do the 4 keys and we'll get our 102nd win.
There we go.
Yeah, Atlanta win number 101 last night. Meanwhile, the Cubbies, tough loss for them. Obviously, it was heartbreaking in the fact of how they lost, but also with their postseason hopes hanging in the balance, they know that every win for them is magnified.
Wow, look, we talked about it last night, right? This is This is the postseason for them in a lot of ways right now, and you're going to have some games like you had last night in the postseason where you kind of get a gut punch and lose a game, and you got to get back up off the floor and make something happen. So we'll see if they can do it.
Darius Vines ready to rock and roll, and off we go. At 7:22 here locally at Truist Park. Another pleasant evening with temperatures right at 70 degrees.
I have to talk to Darius. He was late to work.
Yeah, two minutes.
Well, and one. I still saw 21 when it crossed home.
Well, he's a minute late. A ball and 2 strikes to leadoff man Mike Tauchman. Yesterday was Atlanta's largest come-from-behind win since the 2019 season, when it was after 6 innings or later. They were down 6-0 heading to the bottom of the 6th before making that comeback and winning it by a run.
Where was that pitch?
Same as a lot of pitches last night. Not sure.
That was Dan Bellino last night. Shane Leibensparger tonight calling the balls and strikes. Well, either way, he gets him a cutter for the first strikeout.
Yeah, good pitch there. Just finishing in off the inside corner. Got him swing right over the top.
And now Vines faces the second baseman Nico Hoerner. First pitch, a strike right in there. Out to right center. Acuna is over, blowing a bubble as he catches the baseball for the second out. So a good start for Darius Vines. Thing for Darius at the minor league level, his control was really good. Now, last time in DC 5 days ago, he did walk 3 in the relief outing, something he was disappointed with, hoping to clean up here tonight. Ian Happ fouls it off 0-1.
Man, look, if you're the Cubs, you can feel sorry for a little while last night, but then you wake up this morning and look, the Marlins lost the first game against the Mets today. You still control your own destiny, and you got to find a way to shake it off. I'll tell you this, the way the Diamondbacks are playing, though, they won 3-0 already today. You get the feeling that Diamondbacks are about to lock that 5th seed up and head to Philly.
And right now the Cubs hanging on to the 6th spot, that final wild card spot by a game. This ball is hit well to center field. Harris, though, has just enough room in front of the wall to make it a 1-2-3 top of the first. Bringing this lineup to the dish, presented by your local Toyota dealer. It'll start with Ronald Acuna, and then Albies and Riley here in the first inning. Eddie Rosario back in the starting lineup today and out in left field. Jameson Taillon is on the mound. Signed the big contract, first year with the Cubs, 4-year, $68 million deal, and it's been a little up and down for him this season.
Yeah, it has. Like I said, good ERA last 7 starts, but not a good record. 1-0 against the Braves.
Well, and Jeff mentioned he's had trouble in the first inning. He's given up quite a few homers. Jeff, what'd you say, 11?
11 in the first.
Let's see if the Braves can make that 12 or more.
I know we joked, Tom, but that was your kind of crutch in your career, if I'm right.
What's that?
First inning.
Yeah, I mean, get it out of the way. Just
no, but you know,
well, Acuna sends this to deep center, but not deep enough. Bellinger camps and takes.
But all seriousness, as you went through your career, what was it about that first inning? Was it just a feel for your pitches?
Yeah, for me, yes. I mean, I think for guys who are not velocity guys, you got to go out there and figure out what's working. And in an ideal world, you know, no, for me anyway, establish fastball and changeup command, bring along the other 2 pitches. But sometimes you don't have that fastball changeup command, and you got to go to other stuff right away, and that's usually not a good situation.
Well, as Tom was saying for Taillon, though, he has been better as of late. 2 of his last 3 starts, he went 6 scoreless. So he's trending in the right direction for the Cubs at the right time.
And he does not walk anybody. Very few walks on the year. He's walked 2 or fewer in 25 of his 28 outings. 39 walks are 6th fewest in the National League. So he throws strikes.
Throws a strike there that Ozzie fouls back. 2-1.
And we've talked about it. This Cubs defense a lot like the Braves. Very athletic. So you know what? Let your team go to work for you.
Ozzie puts it in play to right field. Suzuki back. He's at the wall. And it's into the front row of the Chop House. Atlanta strikes first. 1-0.
Love it when those Ford keys come to fruition.
About to say, too, unfortunately, your defense can't help you when the ball goes in the Chop House.
No.
Ain't gonna get you a cold one.
Yeah.
12th home run in the first inning now. And the countdown's on. 302 home runs now. This guy almost made a great play, but give him credit. He jumped the wall.
Lost his hat.
Looked like Moilo.
Well, Jeff said it. 302 is the homer total now for Atlanta. 5 away from tying the Twins record, the all-time record at 307. I want to know if he can retrieve that hat. I assume he can.
He did. He jumped.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, he got it back.
No, he jumped and got the ball and the hat.
Well, it turned out okay for him.
Here. Well, yeah, you're just glad he didn't jump too far.
That's true. In on the hands. Dansby Swanson in time. 2 outs. All right, let's see it.
Yeah. All right, so you miss it. You say, you know what? I'm going. Well, I'm saying he goes backwards and it does look like Peter Moylan a little bit.
Yeah, like you said, he jumps a foot further or loses his balance.
I tell you, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty athletic jump, though. He does have the Moylan tattoo sleeve.
That's what I'm saying. He's rocking it.
Now Matt Olson, who's made a few visits to the Chop House this year, takes a strike 0-1.
And I feel like if the Braves, when we break the record, kind of feel like I hope it's Olson that gets that 308.
Yeah.
Well, he's been the leader. Kind of feel like that would be the rightful thing. And he's just 1 RBI away from tying the franchise record, 2 away from breaking it.
Glad if I'd have told you before the year there was going to be a player in the National League that hit 281 with 53 and 134. Would you have said they're probably going to win the MVP?
Well, I definitely wouldn't have thought he'd barely be in the conversation. I can tell you that.
Well, he goes down swinging here. Taillon gets him, but he does give up a solo homer. Career high for Ozzie Albies this year. 33 round trippers. 1-0 Braves. Shot 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the top of inning number 2. Darius Vines will go back to work and face the middle part of the Cubs order.
Yeah, just do what he did in the first inning 8 more times.
Yeah. And that quickly, too. That would be good.
You got somewhere to be tonight, Tom?
No, I just like a good, crisp ball game.
Don't we all? How'd you do on the links today, Tommy?
Played well today. They'll tune up for tomorrow.
You're getting your game ready, right?
Yeah.
Just before winter.
Exactly.
He's got a beatdown coming tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
Yep. It's happening. It's going down.
Boy, these two are playing. You'll hear about it tomorrow night. Don't worry.
That'll be the open.
Vines facing Cody Bellinger, who had 3 hits in the Cubs' loss last night. Just you two or Smoltz involved?
Yeah, we're letting John come along.
Oh, boy. I'm going to guess the 4th is BMAC.
No, BMAX, I mean.
He's big leaguing us
He's
tomorrow.
big leaguing us a little bit.
He's got a better game somewhere tomorrow. We're going to invite you, but I figured after RTJ you could use a few days.
Yeah, I probably need to recoup. A little high 3-2. That course beat me up a little bit. That's all right. The other way. Well, that's a professional hit there for Cody Bellinger. So he's 4 for 5 so far in the series.
What a bounce back year he's had. You know, I had a chance to catch up with him when we were there, Brandon, back in August. And you see how much more quiet he is. You remember last year with the Dodgers, that huge kind of leg kick, the hands moved a bunch down to get back, and he's like, I just quieted everything down and simplified it. And when you do, you have back control to do that.
He's got that average at a career high 310, and we talk with the Braves so much about reducing the strikeout numbers, and that's one thing Bellinger has done. He's got that strikeout rate down from over 27% to under 16%, and he's having a fantastic season. Well, now here's Suzuki. He's the guy who made the error in right field last night that scored the final 2 runs. And you know, we talked about it after the game, guys, but in a way you had to feel for Seiya Suzuki.
No, I don't think you want to see. Well, I can maybe think of a couple guys I wouldn't mind seeing that happen to, but for the most part, you don't want to see that happen to a guy, right? And especially a guy like this.
He's had a great year, his first year over here in America. I keep saying, you know, people were talking about how he's come on strong. I said, talking about a transition that he went through coming here to the States. I heard him say, he's like, they told me Chicago was gorgeous, and he's like, they didn't tell me how cold it was in April.
Well, he earns a 4-pitch walk here.
But again, I think the great thing is you listen to David Ross. You know, look, Rossi played for Bobby Cox, for Tito, a lot of great managers. And he said if it wasn't for him the last 36 games, we wouldn't even be in this position. So.
Yeah, he's been fantastic since mid-August, especially in the month of September. Just had the blunder last night that opened the door for the Braves to steal that one 7-6. And now here's Dansby Swanson. He was hitless last night. He did reach base via the walk. And Jeff, Tom and I were talking last night, you know, how good Matt Olson was, how gracious he was when he replaced Freddie Freeman. I think the same could be said for Orlando Arcia and how he assumed the shortstop role.
Well, for sure. And look, he understands what Dansby did for the last 6 years here and the numbers he put up in a World Series. There's a lot of respect there.
Sends this out to right center. And Ronald will take it. Tagging from second, Bellinger, and he will get to third there at the corners.
You know, one thing that I think, you know, I didn't really mention or talk about too much was, you know, a lot of guys get to come back to Atlanta mid-season, something, get a feel the emotion like that. When he looked at the schedule and had to be thinking the 6th to last game of the season is when I'm coming back, and now where they're at in the pennant race, I mean, I hate to say it, he's feeling these emotions, but yet he knows these are the most important games of the year. So as much as you probably want to reminisce and talk about it, you got to be locked in.
Had the video tribute for him last night before the game, and then he got a big standing ovation before his first at bat. Oh, this one gets by Murphy. He can't find it. And now Vines almost had a runner going to third in Suzuki, but he stays. But the Cubs score the tying run.
Did Murphy think this was a foul ball?
I think he did. Yes.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to look at here.
He's saying foul. You can see Snit coming out. Yeah, he's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
gosh.
for sure. How do you miss that?
Wasn't even close. You think Snit told him, hey, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not trying to be mean, but ball hit his bat.
Yeah.
We got it on replay.
Well, it's not reviewable.
No, exactly.
And that's why you saw Snit did not put the hands toward the ears to motion to replay it.
Just warn you too, if this one doesn't get overturned, Snit's night might be short.
Be hard to blame him.
Yeah.
Well, because Sean Murphy didn't even move, and really neither did Vines, because they knew.
Even Candelario looked at it like he knew he had hit it. I got a bad feeling, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if none of them said something initially, I can't imagine they change it here, but hopefully they will.
Well, you would think that someone saw that. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious from here. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is it. Walt, get the papers. Guys, this is what I don't understand, okay? Why is this not reviewed?
I don't know.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Like if we want to get all the calls right or just some of the calls right?
Sal Fasano might get tossed. He's over there. I mean, but imagine this happening next week in a postseason game.
Right.
Well, he's staying relatively calm, at least for the time being. But just clearly a missed call, and it's costing Atlanta. Oh, he has been tossed.
Get him, Snit.
I think he just said there's no way you should throw me out of this game. He may have added a word in there.
Yeah, well, now it's game on. He's going to get his money worth now.
But this cannot. I mean, I hope this changes the rule maybe in a game like that. I mean,
yeah, again, it just I would like to know the reasoning why that you would deem that to be, like when you're going over all the scenarios. Well, if there's a check swing at the plate and it may or may not be a foul ball, we're not going to review that one. Well, why?
Yeah.
You know?
I'll tell you this right now. You go in after the game, these umpires, and you see that, and look,
yeah.
I know they're going to feel like crap. Because they know, Dan Bellino right now is arguing with Snit. He knows 100% at that point that ball had to be fouled.
Yes. Oh, Snit's told him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You may or may not know it, but we got it on replay. It's a foul ball.
I mean, that wasn't even close, guys.
No. Yeah, it caught a good portion of the bat.
No one moved. You saw Murph turn to him like, give me another ball.
He wanted another baseball.
Pelota.
Wow. So game is tied, and now you got Suzuki out at second base. This one fouled back. Sean and Austin over, and Riley picking up his catcher.
I don't think I've ever scored a 2-5.
The 2-5 pop out at foul ground.
And let's hope they didn't say it hit the screen on the way
right.
down.
Yeah.
It even caught a piece of Murph's fingertips into Riley's mitt. Well, we've seen some crazy things in this series so far. Stay tuned.
Man.
So now 2 away, and here's the opposing catcher, Yan Gomes.
But you know what? Like, I'd love to hear the answer behind that. Why is that not reviewable? Trying to get stuff right.
I'm with you, and I agree that it should be reviewable. The argument to not review it is if the thing happens in reverse and you say it is a foul tip and it's not, and a runner advances or something, you can't assume where the runners would be or what would happen, if that makes sense.
But it does. But I think then you just do what is across the board, right? Then just let the play go.
Yes.
And then review it after.
Review it after.
You know?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Vines has an 0-2 pitch here on Gomes, and he misses outside a ball and 2 strikes.
It might be time to revisit that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple. Jeff, you're holding the sheet of things you can and can't review. There's a couple under the non-reviewable that I think all managers would like to revisit.
No, I mean, why don't you just take the whole thing? Right?
But again, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm saying their argument for some of the things that you can't review are that if that changes what happens with base runners, you can't assume where the base runners would be if you went back and reviewed a play and changed it.
Well, it's happened in football before, though. Like, you think about it, if a guy.
Well, hold that thought. Swing and a miss. An eventful top of the second. Controversially so, but the equalizer in the top of the second. Now Marcell Ozuna will lead off the bottom half.
All right, so back to the football.
Okay.
What I'm talking about, if a guy is fumbles, but they call him down, okay, and the other team picks the ball up and runs it back, they don't give you the touchdown, but they go check and the guy gets where the ball was down.
Yes.
So that's the same thing here.
Yes.
You just send them back. If you're the other team, yes, you'd love the base, but you'd love the call right because it's in your favor at least.
Yes. No, I agree with you.
Right?
But,
I mean,
yes, but I'm just saying that is a rationale, but that's a good comparison to football.
it's a horrible rationale.
Well, your rationale, Brandon, right? Okay, that's fine. That's their rationale. But the flip side is, so you don't want to make that call or have that because you can't tell where the runners are going to be or should have been or would have been yet.
Just leave it to the Big Bear.
Big Bear finding the gap in right center. And
well, free, Bear.
Easy now.
He knows his limitations.
let's stick with 2 bases for now. A leadoff double for Marcell.
Keep going, Glav. I like this.
But you're okay with the flip side being you did get the call wrong and a run scored and a guy got 2 more bases.
And the catcher got a pass ball.
Right, and you're okay with all that.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I don't.
That sounds like a great rationale after a long night. but not when you're talking. I mean, seriously, think about that. What if that's the 8th inning of Game 7 of the World Series?
Yeah.
Hang with it?
I think it's something that should be revisited, no question. But, Jeff, you and I had that conversation earlier in the year. There's several things in that non-reviewable category. You said strike all of them, but there's some that have to be revisited.
Well, and especially if we're talking in another couple of years of having a robotic home plate strike zone, well, then just do the whole thing.
I might be done if that happens. Just telling you.
You out?
Yeah.
Your playing days are over.
What about the 4-man booth? Do you think he'll come back for 1 or 2?
Oh,
maybe just so I can ridicule the fact that there's an automated strike zone. Yes. Yes.
Smoltz,
so you might not be invited back.
Well, the Braves trying to get the lead right back. Michael Harris bumping up again in the order here. Brian Snitker's been moving him around away from that 9th spot, hitting 6th here tonight. Hate to tell you, Tom, but I think that automatic ball and strike thing may be coming in the not too distant future. We'll see.
Well, let's make sure we keep getting some great things of Tom. Time might be short up here with us.
No, we'll woo him back in.
I don't know.
We at least watch a game still?
No.
Nope. Hey, you got all the calls when you played, and now you can just enjoy it for what it is.
Wow. Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Holy smokes. Oh, my. Shots fired. Tom, you're not a Hall of Famer. You got the calls. That's pretty much what Brandon just said.
That's not at all what I said.
Hal, am I right?
I just got to get some stitches for that knife in my back.
2-2 pitch is a curveball that is swung on and missed, 1 away.
I think you're great, Tom.
Thanks, Jeff.
Now, see, Jeff, you took that the other way, and now you're just trying to pit Tom and I against each other. What I was saying is you don't have to worry about it as much when you're an analyst versus a pitcher.
Oh, that's not what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
I can get Gretchen to replay it.
Wow.
When you got all those calls.
It's like that commercial now on TV. We got to throw the red flag. We need a replay on that.
That's a non-reviewable comment. Sean Murphy grounder. Dansby ranging to his left. Now 2 away, and Ozuna still at second.
You know, since we're just getting all this on the open right now, I might as well go ahead and finish it. You know, for a lot of Braves fans, too, you can relax. This team is just fine. The pitching is going to be just fine. This offense, and Tom, we talked about it before this. You're just not going to have the intensity in this game that you did 2 weeks ago or that you are next Saturday.
No.
It's not there. And I think you saw the guys last night early kind of spaced out. And all of a sudden they got locked in because Ronald, you saw, hit a 2-run homer. To me, looked a little different than the first 2 at-bats he had. And so, again, this team has won 101 games for a reason.
So it's not that you're not trying. Obviously they're trying, but you guys are saying from your experience, once you clinch and are in the spot the Braves are, you take your foot off the gas.
If you're looking at this game, and I hate to say this, if the Cubs are not playing with, to me, a little more intensity than maybe the Braves are, something's a little wrong. Honestly.
Agree. Yeah, because like Tom said, every game's essentially a playoff game right now for Chicago. Eddie rolls it over to second. Now Marcel with a leadoff double, but the Braves couldn't move him around. 1-1 after 2. Is presented by Truist. All even as we head to the 3rd in Game 2 of the series. Tonight and tomorrow night with the Cubs, and then 3 with Washington, and then it is on to the postseason for the Atlanta Braves. Well, Darius Vines, tough for him giving up that run in the 2nd inning. But now he goes back to work facing the 9-hole hitter, Miles Mastrobuoni. 3 hits last night for Miles. This young rookie has been hot as of late, 11 for his last 20.
You know, it's funny, you see his numbers, 262 with 1 home run. David Ross was talking yesterday down on the field and said, I got to have him in the lineup right now. And I was kind of like, you know, you kind of see that all 3 balls he hit up the middle were smoked last night.
Yep.
And like anything, when you're in the last 6 games of the season and you got to win, if you're hot, you're playing.
Now, he was having a great year in AAA. He's had 39 games with the Iowa Cubs this year, and now 56 with a big club. But he is bouncing it to Ozzie here for the first out in the 3rd. Well, we have a special guest in the booth.
Yes, we do.
Actor Michael Kelly's here with us.
Wow.
He has
This is awesome.
Stepped into the hornet's nest. Michael.
Yeah.
A lot going on up here right now.
We're talking about baseball rules if you want to weigh in. Did you see the foul tip that happened?
I did. I was pretty bummed that was not a reviewable situation there.
Oh,
well, we broke it all down.
yeah, we just spent about 20 minutes ripping baseball for that not being reviewed. No, we did laugh. We said, what if that happened in Game 7 of the World Series?
Right?
I mean, that cannot happen.
And Snit, they didn't deserve that. I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm watching. I'm like, no.
But you knew once they called it, Snit was gone.
Yeah.
He was going to showers. How you doing, man?
I can't complain, man. This has been an amazing day so far.
Well, what's made it so amazing, aside from the fact that you're back at Truist Park?
Back at Truist, but I got here early, got to take in some.
And you just gave up a home.
Michael, you're bad luck, Michael.
Okay, guys, I'll see you later. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Talkman with a homer to make it 2-1 Chicago. But you were saying, no.
I was saying we got here early. We took in BP, and then we went over to Thread store, got some new Los Bravos gear. It was pretty cool. And then came over and ate in the Delta Lounge there, and then got the sweet seats tonight. Got to meet Chipper Jones. Was pretty incredible meeting him tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So people know your work. They know you from House of Cards, Jack Ryan. But a lot of people may not know you are an Atlanta guy at heart.
Die hard, man. I love this team so much, and I've loved them for a really long time. So anytime I get to come home and be with the family and come to a game, it means a lot.
And you're from here, so the fandom, was it from birth? I mean, is this a team that you had to grow to love, or was it you were always a Braves guy?
Well, technically, I was born in Philly. About exactly. About a year or so into my life, my folks moved down to Atlanta. Then we went to Texas and back to Atlanta when I was in 5th grade. So some 5th grade on that grew, and Murph was my neighbor for a hot minute. Pretty cool. I got to play wiffle ball with Murph once. That was neat when I was a kid. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Now bounce back, ground out from Horner.
So a guy born in Philly, when you were in the movie Invincible, was it awesome just because of being born there?
It was, and I got my cousin and everybody. They all came out to filming, and my dad and my brother came to visit while we were filming, and Dad grew up there.
Yeah.
So
they're Eagles through and through.
They were, but now they've everyone's been here long enough. Even my dad, where he's diehard Braves, diehard Falcons.
Nice.
Yeah, all
Nice,
the way.
Good.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, what's your schedule like? I assume when you're filming something, obviously you're very busy, but do you have spells throughout the year where you have some quiet time?
I do. I mean,
oh no, this one is deep to right center. Boy, 2 homers in this inning for the Cubs. Ian Happ goes deep, and it's 3-1.
guys, should I leave?
No, that's not your fault.
That's not your fault.
That's not your fault. If this was a playoff game, you're out. You're gone. But you're good. Well, because you're on a break right now, right?
Yeah.
All the strikes.
Yeah. Thankfully, the writers got to an agreement.
I saw that.
Good.
And that's a good sign for us. I think we'll be quickly
Not too
behind.
far.
Yeah. So hopefully by January, something back on the table.
So are we going to see more Jack Ryan, or what's the plans there?
I don't think so. It was
last
4
one.
and done. Like, it's a lot. We go away for we were posted in Budapest there, and that was 6 months away from your family. And the last 2 seasons was a little over a year because we went back to back after COVID.
Wow.
A lot of time away.
I told you, your first sighting in this new season is when you're in the bathing suit coming out of the bathhouse, and I just started dying laughing, just thinking of him with the Oh, that was good. I texted you right away. I was laughing so hard.
The shorties.
Oh yeah, the short bathing suits too.
But you fit in quite a few Braves games, right? We saw you on the road somewhere earlier this year. Yeah, New York.
About his family.
Yeah.
I always take in, anytime they come up there, I go see them. There we go. Anytime they come up there.
You're going to hang around with us for another half inning here?
I'd love to.
All right, we'll be right back. Michael Kelly with us in the booth. Cubs up 3-1. Great Michael Kelly, kind enough to join us in the booth here tonight in the 3rd inning. So we were talking during the break, and Jeff mentioned the strike that's going on, but were you kind of hoping that would extend through October so you could take in all of the Braves postseason?
I have to say the timing of the strike was very good for me. My boy Clinton plays Little League, and I'm at every practice and every game, and then I get to watch every one of these games. Without having to study lines and worry about anything else. So
are you the overbearing father at practice and games?
Nope. I'm just.
All right, good.
What position?
He's shortstop and pitcher.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's perfect timing. I'm at every practice, like with my sunflower seeds.
Orlando taps out here, but you haven't been ejected from a game for arguing with an umpire yet, or anything.
I have not.
You haven't pulled a Brian Snitker.
No.
Okay.
I've maybe voiced concern here or there, but not in a rude way.
So you live in New York though now, right, with a job? Is that correct?
Yeah. I live just north of New York. We were in the city for 20+ years. We just moved up about an hour north, a little more chill country up there.
But still have a fair amount of family down here in the Atlanta area?
Yep, brother, sister, mom, and dad, everybody's still here. So, we come here for a lot of holidays and a few games a year usually, and it's always good to be home. I keep saying I'm dying to get a show that shoots here. I don't think I have one friend that hasn't worked here. I'm like the only guy I know.
Person that hasn't worked here.
And I'm like, I'll take a show here, man.
Should we call your agent now?
I think you should. I would appreciate it.
What about the year this guy's had, Ronald, at the plate, man? Has it not been unbelievable to watch?
Just so much fun. The guy is so much fun. My boy wears 13 because of him. It's just, he loves to watch the guy play, and the year he's had is remarkable.
Yeah.
What is 68 or 9?
68 stolen bases.
I was kind of hoping it happened while I was here. I was like, he's going to get 70.
He'll get 2. It just, Well, my best guess is he gets on first, he's going to steal second, he's going to steal third.
Yeah. Get it done once.
Yep.
But this team, I grew up a fan. These guys obviously played, but growing up a fan, there were some awesome teams that Tom was a part of, that Jeff was a part of. This team is maybe as fun as any Braves team I've seen. I would imagine that you agree.
100%. 100%. And I've thought a lot about it, and no offense to either you gentlemen, because Tom, that team was incredible, right? I think this could be, like, when healthy, the best Braves team that I've
got a
seen,
chance.
that I've seen assembled. Like
I agree. I think the thing about this team, which is incredible, and Tom, you can speak, the length of the lineup 1 through 9, I think sets it apart.
No, I mean, I think that's what makes it a different team, right? Look, I was on some pretty good teams that had really good offenses, but can't really say that we were 1 through 9, or at least when I was in the lineup hitting 9th, we were deep.
Well, sure,
but you know, those other times maybe
when Smoltz was hitting,
exactly.
Oh, that's good.
But no, offensively, they're crazy good.
This one hit to center field, and that will do it. Well, Michael, we really appreciate you coming up and joining us for an inning.
I can't thank you enough.
Awesome to see you.
Hopefully we'll see you in October,
Great
man,
seeing you.
for the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Thank you so much, guys.
Michael Kelly, we'll be back in just a moment.
First career start here at Truist Park, and you could tell here in the dugout he was really soaking it all in, guys, before he took the mound. And you heard Tom kind of mentioning his makeup in between innings, locked in on the iPad, talking to Cranny guys, and he was very composed though the entire conversation, certainly hoping probably to make a few adjustments here, but his big focus finishing this season strong after the injury that set him back earlier this year.
Yeah, and coming into tonight, he had only given up the 1 home run so far this year in over 14 innings pitched, but unfortunately got tapped for a couple of solo homers there in the 3rd. This ball hit pretty well to right center field, but Ronald has enough room on the track.
You know what's funny is that wind is pushing everything that way. You go back to that first inning when Happ hit that fly ball, it went all the way over
Kept going,
to
yeah.
Ronald. Look, I think that's the one thing. You talk about Vines, Allen Winans, you know, Schuster, a bunch of these young kids. It's amazing. They've won 101 games, and you still had all these guys start. So you kind of love it because they've got the experience, too, which will be nice going into next year. And the depth. I think that's one thing the Braves have showed you is the depth of some of those guys. And they're not asking them to throw 7 innings. Give me 5 innings and keep us in the ball game.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, but 16 different starting pitchers for Atlanta this year, tying the franchise record. A lot of different guys like Vines getting an opportunity.
Yeah, but I know you. Obviously, there's spring training is a long way away, but you know you have to be excited and also really interested going into spring training next year, having seen all these guys and the competition that's going to create for that, you know, whatever spots are available in that rotation next year.
I would think for a guy like Vines, just having these 2 starts, few bullpen outings, he's going to go into spring with so much more confidence next year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you haven't been there, you're not sure if you belong there. He's been here. He's seen he can pitch here. Now, like so many guys, it's, you know, it's the consistency factor, right? Every time you go out there and, you know, limiting your mistakes, improving your mistakes and things like that. So, I mean, if nothing else, this short period of time he's been here, I think he should have proven to himself, you know, I can pitch at that level.
Dansby lines this to left, and it will bounce a couple of times in front of Rosario for a 1-out single. First hit of the series for the former Brave Dansby Swanson. Here's a quick message now from Zaxby's.
Philadelphia had a lot to say about Zaxby's Fried Chicken Philly. Unfortunately, none of it is safe to air.
And now Jeimer Candelario, been out the last 13 games. Had a strain in the hamstring, out since September the 10th, returning here to the lineup tonight.
He also had a foul ball that wasn't called in the 2nd, if you're wondering.
That is true. Yeah, that's where the Cubs got that first run. A ball that they ruled as a wild pitch, but it foul tipped off the bat of Candelario, and they missed it. Braves saw Candelario right after he was traded from the Nationals at the deadline on July 31st. Then Atlanta played up in Wrigley early part of August. And the Cubs won 2 of 3. Atlanta winning game 1 of this series last night.
There's that good changeup. Thrown a couple tonight. They've been a little bit up in the zone. That was a good one.
And time was called. I've kind of seen with him when that changeup is working, that kind of completes the arsenal for Vines.
Yeah, it's something soft going away from lefties. Weak contact if they do hit it, you know, and that's what keeps them off that 91, 92 mile an hour fastball.
There you go, 2-2. Good change up there.
You know, if you're not gifted with 95, 96 miles an hour, that's how you make 91, 92 play like 95, is have that really good secondary off-speed pitch that guys have to be aware of.
That or like get all the calls like you did, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know, Jeff, that's rude to talk to Tom like that. Why don't you take the rest of the night off, Jeff? Go back down to the booth you were in last night. I think it's empty tonight. (3-2) is hit to right center. Dansby was taken off, so he'll return to first, and there are 2 away.
I think one thing he's probably learning too, Vines and all these young pitchers, guys, is he's given up 2 home runs tonight, but they're solo shots. And when you're not walking guys and you force them to have to hit, all these guys they're up here for a reason. They got good stuff. They've had good numbers. And when you don't walk guys, you give yourself a chance.
Yep. I mean, I say it all the time, right? You give up 3 solo homers, you still got a chance to win a game.
And that's the last 2 starts when we talk about Bryce Elder. It's not like he's giving up hits all over the place, but 5 walks in Philly, 4 last night, and it just leaves you no room for error, especially this late in the season.
Yeah. Well, that's what Rick Cranitz said for Elder. Uncharacteristic, because early on in the year he wasn't walking anybody, but it's kind of become a bit of an issue here as of late.
Well, and look, I think, again, speaking from experience, I think that goes along with where he's at with his confidence right now, right? And a lot of that has to do with feel and with your confidence in being able to make pitches. And when you know you're not quite right, you know, especially for guys we talk about all the time, that's not a stuff guy, right? If you're not quite right and you throw 95, well, you're going to stand on the mound and say, here you go, let me try, let me take my chances.
You can get away
right?
with stuff.
But when you're a field guy and you got to hit corners and stay out of the middle, like I said last night, his good pitches that had good finished down out of the zone. But then when he tried to throw a strike, he was up in the zone.
Yeah.
And you get caught in between. And I think for Bryce, he's just got to, and it's easier said than done, but he's got to get back to that mindset of, listen, this is the pitch I want to throw, and here's how I want to throw it. I'm going to throw it the best I can. And if your miss is down, okay, fine. Because your miss up is not doing you any favors.
No.
You know, he'll be scheduled for the last day of the regular season, Bryce Elder.
But does that start getting in your mind too when you may be missing down? You're saying, well, but I can't just continue to walk people.
Of course you do. You're like, well, I can't walk this guy, or I can't walk another guy, or, you know, and again, you try to make those adjustments.
Yeah,
okay,
tough.
well, let me start this one a little different, and you inevitably get caught in between, and that's not a good place to be. You know, and then too, you mix in last night. He threw some really good pitches that he didn't get the benefit of the call.
Yeah.
You know, and then that really compounds things.
Yeah, it was a tight strike zone last night, especially at the bottom. Payoff pitch coming to Gomes here, and he gets a piece and fouls it off.
Yeah, and you think about too for Bryce, right? Ground ball guy, so he's trying to pound the zone. Well, if he's throwing good pitches down there, not getting the call, and in his mind, to your point, well, I can't keep walking these guys. I got to try. If that's not a strike, I got to elevate it a little bit more to be a strike, and then he elevates a lot.
Well, there's the first walk of the night for Darius Vines. Gomes down to first, Dansby to second with 2 away. Their second walk, he also walked Suzuki back in the second inning. Mastrobuoni grounded out last inning in the third, and now he bats here in the fourth. First pitch, routine pop. The captain of the outfield, Michael Harris, has it. Cubs strand 2. They still lead by 2. Cubs leading it. Let's look at our Zaxby's indescribably good play. So the Braves now 5 away from that Twins record. Look at the bottom, though. If you just take everybody off the bench and just talk about the starters, the Braves have the 6th most home runs in Major League history.
You know what I noticed more out of anything than that? 2019, man. There might have been a different baseball. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, a little bit.
Read an article or two about that.
4 out of 4.
In all seriousness, though, if this team was playing with a 2019 baseball, look out.
They would have already had it broken.
Oh, yes. I think they might be approaching 400. Austin Riley is 0 for 1 this evening. But the Braves chasing the home run record, obviously still tracking Ronald Acuna, 2 stolen bases away from 40 to 70 in the homer stolen base categories. Matt Olson on deck, so close to the single season RBI record. And then as a team, the Atlanta Braves, magic number 1 to clinch home field on the NL side of things, magic number 2 for the best record overall and home field throughout the playoffs. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the sweeper, 1 away. Speaking of the RBI single season record, our Xfinity Game Changer feature, there Matt Olson 1 behind Eddie Matthews.
27 home runs, 68 RBI at home. Only player in franchise history to lead Major League Baseball in RBI in a season. Hank Aaron did it 4 times.
Pretty good company there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That really says something, though, that he has a chance to be the first since Hank Aaron to lead the league in both homers and ribbies as a Brave.
Yeah, anytime you're doing something in the history of the game or that Hank Aaron did, pretty good.
Matt struck out swinging back into first. Speaking of Eddie Matthews, whose record he is chasing, it was on this date back in 1952 that Eddie Matthews became the first rookie in Major League history to hit 3 homers in a single game. And it was in his sophomore season in '53 that he had those 135 runs driven in. Grounder to first. Candelario backs up and then flips to Taillon, and they're 2 away. Well, 8 in a row set down for Taillon. The last guy to reach base against him is the man coming up now, Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say he's quietly gotten on a little bit of a run here, thrown a good ball game so far.
Yeah, you showed it though, Tom. He's had a nice September. Just hasn't been able to get wins.
It was a rough start. The end of May, he had an ERA of over 8, but since June 1st, he's got it down to around 4 over his last 20 starts. And he's trying to set down 9 in a row, and he has done just that. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th.
Darius Vines, one of the many, as we've been talking about, young pitchers in the Braves organization, and 3 of them, in fact, gentlemen, live together in Vines, Winings, and A.J. Smith-Shawver this year in Gwinnett. And Alan Winans right here was telling me this afternoon how not only do they bounce ideas, talk about different things when it comes to pitching, they also have quite the basketball one-on-one, 2-on-1 sort of matchups. But interestingly, Frenchie, we know you roomed with BMAC. What about you, Tom? Who was your roomie?
You know who my first professional roommate was?
Who?
Mark Lemke.
Lemmer.
No kidding. Yeah, walked into Bradenton, Florida, and There was Lummer.
Did you almost walk out?
No, he was the worst. He was the only guy in Bradenton that had a car, and he'd never go anywhere. Never wanted to go anywhere. Like you had to beg him to just take you to the mall.
He didn't let you borrow the car at least?
No. Nope.
Oh, Limmer.
Well, you heard Kelly say they live in Gwinnett. I might have to get some babysitters. Those three guys would be great.
No kidding.
Vines facing the top of the order.
driving something nice.
I forget what he had.
Camaro?
Yeah, maybe. I
Pink.
don't know.
Yeah. Ruby red.
That was probably a big Cadillac.
Vines gets the strikeout at Talkman. What a way.
That is always funny, though. The roommates, when you go back and think about living. I've always told the stories of BMAC. I mean, he was a mess. Clothes, food, everywhere.
I can imagine.
Man.
I can imagine.
Mean, it was,
yeah.
What were you like?
I mean, I'm not like a clean freak, but I definitely felt like, you know, I would pick up after myself.
You don't leave ketchup on the plate in the sink, do you? You're not that guy. Like
no,
you
but he was.
Yeah. But you at least run the water over it. Get
I put
the
it in the
ketchup on.
dishwasher.
There you go.
Yeah.
Raised right. Backhanded by Orlando. Got a strike across to take care of Nico Horner. Well, Kelly talked about the basketball games. This guy, Darius Vines, like most of you guys, I say you guys because I wasn't like this, but in high school, he was the star shortstop in baseball. He was the football quarterback at Ventura High School in California, or St. Bonaventure High School, excuse me, in Ventura. And he was the point guard on the basketball team as well.
See, that warms my heart to hear that. Just see so many of these guys now that were pitchers only all their lives.
Oh. Now, you came on my podcast, Pure Athlete Lab. You talked about it.
Oh, God, just drives me crazy. But
yeah, kids specialize younger these days.
Yes.
But Darius did all three, and he was the star of the school.
A lot of 10-year-old kids getting ready for the show.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that playing those other sports and being a stud at them probably has something to do with his compete level and his demeanor.
And he is looking for a 1-2-3 top of the fifth. And he's got it. We are halfway home at Truist, 3-1. Let's remember the game. Lucy Isman of Marietta. Been a member since 05, the Frenchie days. Her favorite A-list perk, having priority access to postseason tickets. Congrats to Lucy, today's A-list member of the game.
Smart lady. That was a good year to come out and watch action.
Was she one of the French maids?
Don't know about that.
Fouled back by Harris to start the bottom of the fifth. Well, the Braves just a pair of hits tonight. The solo homer by Ozzie in the first. They gave at the time Atlanta the 1-0 lead, and then Ozuna with a double in the second. Since then, it's been all about the pitcher Jameson Taillon. This one lifted down the left field line, Happ over, and he'll take it. Let's look at our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature of the game. This offense, we often discuss how they hit hard baseballs all over the place all the time, and they have the most hard hit balls in a single season in the StatCast era.
Yeah, well, you see the Blue Jays in 21-22. Braves last night had 10 balls over 95. And this year they have 214 balls. Guys hit at 110 plus. The next closest team, the Yankees, with 103.
There's such a wide gap between the Braves and everybody else in so many offensive categories. But right now, Taillon is grooving, gets another pop out there.
I just told Tom, though, this feels like one of those games where for the Cubs, they got to try to tack on some runs, because the Braves, how many times we see them just creep along, and then all of a sudden, 6th, 7th, 8th inning comes along, and a couple guys get on, and bam.
Yeah, their ability to just have a really quick big inning, just crazy.
Well, the Cubs did get some help from the Mets today. Marlins playing a doubleheader against the Mets at Citi Field, and the Mets won Game 1. So that pushes the Marlins a game back of the Cubs, and they are tied in game 2 right now. The Marlins and the Mets 1 apiece. Meanwhile, the Reds coming into tonight a game and a half back, but as Tom and I talked about last night, the Cubs lost the season series to the Reds, the Marlins, and the D-backs, so they don't own any of the tiebreakers. Off the end of the bat, it's going to be 3 flyouts here in the 5th inning for Atlanta.
Decisions presented by Sage. Darius Vines. He's had a good ball game tonight. He's had a nice mix of that sinker and that changeup. Good curveball sprinkled in here and there. Made a couple mistakes, give up a couple solo home runs, but for the most part, doing what he did in Colorado and going out there and just getting after it and competing and pitching a good ball game.
He got that win in his major league debut back in Colorado on August 30th. There's no tougher place as a pitcher to make a debut than Coors Field, but he mastered it. But right now trailing 3-1 as we go to the 6th inning. That was a special night. His mom and his grandmother were there. Kelly had a fantastic interview with them, Aretha and Grandma Ruby. First time they saw him throw professionally, and they saw him get his first big league win.
Nice.
Ozzie ranging to his left, and he takes care of Cody Bellinger.
And again, I don't care how bad the Rockies record says when you go to pitch in Colorado.
Yeah.
We show you the stats. They still at home they hit. I mean,
yes.
they score runs, so it's.
And in between then and now, he's had 3 appearances out of the bullpen. One against St. Louis, against Pittsburgh, and against Washington 5 days ago. And now pitching a good game here against Chicago. A routine fly out to Michael Harris. Quick message here from Alpha Insurance.
Hit a home run on your insurance needs with Alpha.
And now Dansby 1 for 2 tonight. Takes that pitch low, 1-0. Dansby an all-star last year in his final season in Atlanta. Then he made the all-star team again this year, but he did not play due to a heel bruise. Of course, the Braves' Orlando Arcia was the starting shortstop for the National League this season. That's at the knees, 2-1 on the cutter.
The old 2-strike timeout.
Yep.
It's becoming a tale as old as time this year. Two down and a 2-2 pitch from Vines. Struck him out. Both pitchers right now, Taillon and Vines, are in a zone. Atlanta starting with Orlando Arcia. See if the Braves can get the bats going. The only run back in the first inning on the Ozzie Albies solo shot to right.
When's the last time we've seen a starting pitcher only have 53 pitches through 5 innings?
It's been a long time.
Especially against this Braves lineup.
Yeah. Oh, gee, he throws a lot of strikes.
He has set down 12 Braves hitters in a row. And look, this is a guy the Cubs were excited about. He spent 4 years with the Pirates, a couple with the Yankees. The Cubs went and got him for a 4-year, $68 million deal. Unfortunately, if you look at his numbers in totality, it's the worst year of his career. But as we've said, he has gotten better late in the season.
That was nasty there.
The old sweeper.
Front door sweeper right at that front elbow and got Orlando to freeze.
Now he's got him at a 2-2 count here. Orlando taps it foul. Right field and pretty well hit. Suzuki's back, but he's got it on the track. Oh, Orlando gave it a ride, but there's one away.
Well, it's time for our high standards, brought to you by Lele Chinera. Get a little hot sauce for you.
Keep going, Jeff.
Yeah, Lele Chinera. For Ronald Acuna, you see the OPS 1173, 12 homers. He is hot, just like the sauce.
Now I see you this weekend throwing that on the chicken on the grill.
Yep.
Up at the place with the kids.
Should probably get some of that and throw it out for the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah, the Cracker Jacks.
Wouldn't be shocked. He throws everything else out of his place.
You gotta sprinkle the infield a little bit. Ronald rolls this to Dansby Swanson. And Dansby takes care of his former teammate. 2 away. Here is Ozzie Albies, who hit his 33rd homer of the season back in the first inning. At the time, the Braves led it 1-0, but the Cubs got 1 in the second, then 2 solo homers in the third, and we've been there ever since. Ozzie has a new career high in homers. He's 1 away from matching his career high in runs driven in. He had 106 ribbies in 2021. He's at 105 right now. Well, Suzuki back a couple of steps, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Jameson Taillon. Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Visit Mississippi, Wanderers welcome. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bang. Darius Vines, 6 strong innings. Unfortunately, he leaves in a 3-1 deficit. Xfinity game break. A hat tip to Terry Francona announcing his retirement. He will be done after this week, in a warm ovation with the Cleveland faithful.
Yeah, well-deserved Tito, man. One of the great managers, but also great personalities in the game.
Yeah, he's another guy that seems like in that same list as Bobby or even Snit now here, that guys who play for him seem to love him and only have great things to say about him.
And hopefully continued good health for him. Last 2-3 years have been tough, so hopefully be in good health and also be out around the park still, but less stress. Can only imagine doing that job every single day for as long as he's done it, and in Boston for as long as he was there.
Yeah, before that, Philly, some tough places, and then a couple of World Series titles, 3-time AL Manager of the Year. Happy retirement to Terry Francona. Michael Tonkin is in, facing the bottom 3 here in the Cubs order. And speaking of Cleveland, they did beat Cincinnati today, so that's a big help to the Chicago Cubs.
Since he pretty much had to run the table. I mean, they were kind of backs against the wall. They didn't have any room for error.
But any loss for them, the Marlins, the D-backs, all of that helps the Chicago Cubs. And a strike 3-2 here to Candelario. Well, David Ross, last couple of seasons tough. They did make the postseason in 2020 in the shortened COVID year, but try to get him back here in 2023. Good start from Michael Tonkin. Got an equipment malfunction here for Sean Murphy. A new mask for number 12 before Yan Gomes comes to the plate. I think Matthew Kaminsky was just playing the Andy Griffith Show theme song there.
Yeah.
Because he's, I guess, Gomes close to Gomer. No Gomer pile.
Surely he spends the day at home looking at all that, figuring out. Because if not, that's pretty impressive how quick he is.
He had a couple interesting ones last night. Fouled out of play. Stays 0-2. Tonkin looking for a second consecutive strikeout. Overcooks that one. Slider in the dirt, 1-2. Stay tuned for the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas, coming up here after the top of the 7th inning. We have had a lot of these tonight. Lazy flies. Matt Olson in the outfield grass. A quick message now from Delta.
On behalf of our Atlanta-based crew, go Braves. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
The Cracker Jack is starting to pile up here in the booth, ready for the toss after one more out. As Mastrobuoni steps in here, he's 0 for 2 tonight.
I mean, the fans look forward to it. They do. They anticipate it.
Gotta give them what they want.
They like the oatmeal cream pies too, Tom.
They do. How about the water bottles up the head?
Big fans, as long as they can catch them.
I feel like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Neil, we got a barbecue chicken sandwich left back there. I might toss that out tonight. Let's get to the end of the year.
We got to clean the cupboards.
Outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, last night Atlanta came back from down 6-0 to win 7-6. Just a 3-1 deficit here in the top of the 7th. And that's what it will be as we go to the bottom of the 7th. But first, we'll throw some Cracker Jack while you enjoy the stretch.
The Stretch is fueled by Georgia.
Make their comeback effort. We're going to take the 30,000-foot view of Major League Baseball, taking a look at what's happening on the other side of things, specifically in the American League, where the Orioles are looking for a 2-game sweep against the Nationals. Well, it all got started with Adley Rutschman, of course. Man on first, and his 20th home run of the year puts him up 2-0. They have been off and running since there, Nick. It is now a 5-1 game out there at Camden Yards. And as we look at the playoff picture, Nikki, look, that is, of course, the cream of the crop on the AL side of things. And as we look to lock things up on the NL side of things, you're still playing for that World Series home field advantage.
Yeah, you definitely are. And you look at Baltimore, that's great for baseball. Love the fact that organizations turn things around. But you look at the National League side, it's the Braves to lose for me. Obviously, there have been some injuries with the rotation, but you look at that playoff picture and you feel pretty good about the Braves' chances. I know Philly has been playing really, really well. That's probably who they're going to play in the NLDS. But you know what? It doesn't matter what's going on right now. It's what happens October 7th when that DS starts, and I expect the Braves to be on top of their game.
Yeah, man. You know they're going to be locked in just like we were here for this stretch. Without a question. We got some more Braves baseball, though, on the other side of a quick word from our friends over at Georgia Natural Gas.
When it comes to natural gas, Georgia Natural Gas is your original hometown team. With reliable service and great rates for over 25 years. And with greener life in our lineup, it's easy to help offset your home's carbon footprint. Visit us at gng.com.
Everything was flying out of the booth. A.J. Minzer, bobbleheads, M&M's. I think Tom threw his Buc-ee's cup out.
No, I ain't throwing that out.
But I think what I was most impressed with is you were throwing Cracker Jack right-handed. Better than I throw right-handed, and I'm right-handed. So,
well, that's not saying much.
That's true. That's true, Tom.
Yeah, he gets the calls most of the time anyways.
Oh, boy. 3, 4, 5.
Perfect time of the lineup right here. Third time through.
Let's get him, boys. Taillon still only 66 pitches here in the bottom of the 7th. He has retired 15 straight hitters.
Ooh. Austin got a good cutter there out over the plate.
Jeff, when you're going up as a hitter, guys set down 15 in a row. Anything you try to do to disrupt them?
Well, yeah, get on base, right?
Oh, there you go.
You're in a nice count now. I mean, that's the thing. He hasn't thrown many pitches. It's been early contact. He's been ahead of the count. So you get a 3-1 now. And to me, you draw a little bit. He threw a 2-0 cutter right here, 3-1. Look for something and try to drive it like the Big Bear did to that right center gap.
Well, there's a leadoff walk, so that stops the streak. Tonight's best coverage presented by Alpha Insurance. The Braves offensive ranks, the infield this season, first.
Yeah, lots of firsts there. If you like first, this is a good graphic. Albies, Riley, and Olsen lead the National League in starts at their positions. Atlanta infield averaging exit velocity 90 miles an hour, best all time in the StatCast era. They hit it hard, they hit it far, and they catch it too. So pretty good group.
An infield littered with all-stars this year for the Atlanta Braves. And you mentioned the defense, Tom. In the first half of the season this year, Atlanta made 54 errors. Since the All-Star break, just 26. Much improved.
Well, I know the guys on the mound appreciate it.
Yeah.
Matt trying to go the other way. It stays 0-2.
And we saw him do that last night. If you remember, kind of got Steele out of the game, shooting that ball right down the third baseline. Here's the hardest decision, David Ross. You talk about, he's been in Chicago since he's been there, not really been in a pennant race or anything. Is in a game like this, you know, only 73 pitches. If it's a regular season game, you're not warming up anybody, you're not caring. But what kind of rope does he have in this situation? It's really tough to kind of figure where you want to go.
Well, and it's tough too because you know, the way he's throwing the ball and how economical he's been, you're thinking, oh, just one more out or two more out, one more out. And conversely, this offense just strikes so fast that it's like you don't have time.
Matt Olson down the right field line. Is there enough room over there? No, it gets into the seats.
But also, you know, with the bullpen, your closer's out. You know, so you got Merriweather who's been closing, so you know he's got him for the 9th. How can I get 6 more outs to get the ball to him?
Another 2-2 to Major League Baseball's home run and RBI leader, and he finds a hole on the left side. Austin Riley heads for third. Braves in business at the corners, nobody out.
We said it just last inning, didn't we, Tom?
Yep.
You let this offense stick around too long in a game and not tack on runs. I mean, that's the same thing he did last night versus Steele. And it's why Matt Olson this year's been a complete hitter. I mean, in a game where offensively they have been completely shut down, they're one swing of the bat from taking the lead.
And I think they might want to check on Suzuki. When he went over for that ball off the bat of Olson that went in foul ground, he kind of came up a little lame, but he's saying I'm okay.
Yeah, it looked like he slammed his glove elbow into the wall.
Hit the funny bone?
Must have, yeah. It's not so funny, though. I don't know why they call it that.
He waves him off, stays in the game. Marcel turns on that. Heads up over there, fellas.
Yeah, Big Bear's up. You better be ready.
Yeah, Big Bear runners in scoring position first half of the year 167, second half 303.
What a turnaround it's been for Marcell Ozuna since the start of the season. Well, now David Ross, I'm sure he's over there just feeling like, oh no, could this be the same show all over again tonight?
That's what's so big, though, that Bynes was able to keep you after those 3 runs. He put up 3 straight zeros, and then Tonkin came in, and again, now you're trying to figure out, man, I got a guy that's throwing great, but I got the bullpen who hasn't been awesome. What, you know?
Leiter and Smiley warming. Smiley through last night. 2-2. Riley at third, Matt Olson representing the potential tying run at first base. And then there's Ozuna awaiting a 2-2 pitch. And a full count. Walk loads him up.
What do you throw him here, the sweeper?
I think he's got to throw the same one. It's been a steady diet. Trying to get Marcell to chase it out of the zone. He hasn't.
Tyone stepped off. Here we go. Right side, it will score a run. Oh, everybody's safe. Corner threw it high of Swanson. A critical error again at the worst time for the Chicago Cubs.
Well, a middle infield that has been so good this year for the Chicago Cubs right here. And you're so worried about getting 2 right here. He just flips it right over Dansby's head. And the way Dansby's running, he was already setting his feet for a double play.
Yep.
So you got to understand, it's tough for him to rearrange and jump up and just catch that because of how you're coming towards the bag. And now they're going to bring Tyone's done.
Wow. Still nobody out. Back in a moment. Xfinity 10G Network. The future starts now. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life. Truist is rocking. Our Xfinity Live look cam. Another great crowd. And this is turning into another great game. For the Cubs, it probably feels very nerve-wracking. Atlanta, they're comfortable right now with 101 wins, cruising into the playoffs. But Taillon is out in a 3-2 game after the air. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, that's a tough thing. With the 3-1 lead, you give up that run right there and you get that for sure out. It's 3-2, runner on first, 1 out. Now you've given yourself first and second with this Braves lineup still. And be interested to see Michael Harris. We talk about a game of adjustments, guys. If you remember last night, Smiley, 3 straight curveballs, and Harris swung at every single one right through him. So see if he adjusts tonight and tries to weight back on that more and maybe split that gap in left center.
And then it was after that Harris at bat that Sean Murphy hit the ball to right, where Suzuki made the error, allowing Atlanta to win it. Corner infielders in, anticipating a possible bunt. But Michael takes a ball 1-0.
See the old school National League style here.
Well, I said it last night. You saw it. Never seen it before. Ross had them sacrifice bunting with a 5-0 lead in the middle of the game, trying to get those add-on runs. It still wasn't enough.
Yeah, they want the old defensive replacement in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
So that was like Pat Burrell on steroids. I mean, usually Pat made it to the 6th or 7th inning in San Fran.
Yeah, we were looking at each other when Crow Armstrong came in the 4th, like, holy cow. 1-1. Harris, slow roller. Well, it'll work like a bunt. Michael almost reached, but now you've got the tying run at 3rd, go ahead run at 2nd.
Okay, that's a pretty good job of Smiley getting over there. That's a tough guy to beat over to the bag.
And guys, this is the exact same situation as last night. 2 on for Sean Murphy in a 1-run game. The only difference is last night it was in the 8th inning when he hit that ball to right field. Tonight it's in the 7th. Infield in for Chicago.
Yeah, Sean has struggled recently, but on the year, guys, he's 10 of 20 with a man on 3rd and less than 2 outs, batting .500.
And a huge run down there at 3rd base in the form of Matt Olson. Inside, 1-1. And all Jameson Taillon can do is watch as Smiley, who pitched for the Braves during the World Series title year 2021, is in the center of the diamond now. 2 balls and a strike. Kevin Pillar has grabbed a bat and figures to hit next for Eddie Rosario. The 2-1 from the southpaw. And Sean takes a big cut and fouls it back.
Yeah, I got a fastball just elevated enough he couldn't get to it. Imagine Smiley's going to come back with that cutter now. Started in a similar spot. Try to get it to finish in. Nope, with the curveball.
Yeah, that knuckle curve. Well, we saw him last night. The final 3 pitches, all 3 of those were curveballs. Seems like whenever he's got to make a pitch, that's what he goes to.
I'll tell you what, that one right there, and 3 or 4 times last night with a runner on 3rd. That is some outstanding job
by Gomes,
yeah, blocking those pitches.
First base empty. Payoff pitch. Fouled out of play.
The old number 1.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't gone back to that cutter.
Yeah, because like anything, you're looking for that swing and miss, but you're also something to roll over to that left side of the infield if you're Smiley.
Sean Murphy already has a career high 68 runs driven in. If he could get to 70, it would give Atlanta the lead. Swing and a miss. They threw the sinker inside. That's a big second out for Drew Smiley.
That's where as a hitter you're just thinking about last night a lot, Tom, and probably why it was a good pitch. He thought for sure that knuckle curve or something like that, like you said, even a slider cutter was coming. They gassed him.
And it will be Kevin Pillar stepping in here for Eddie Rosario. Pillar started the Braves scoring yesterday with a solo homer. And he takes that downstairs, 1-0.
You know, you pinch hitting here doing this, but it's actually funny because Smiley's a reverse split type guy. Lefties hit 343 this year off him versus righties at 241.
So maybe the matchup that David Ross prefers. Let's see if it works out for the Braves. Off the end of the bat and popped in the direction of Candelario. And the Cubs do get out of it. Atlanta gets a run, though, 3-2 as we go to the 8th.
Add peanuts to my grocery list.
Kevin Pillar stays in the game out in left field as we go to the 8th inning, 3-2. And the Cubs have the top of the order up facing Michael Tonkin. This is Tonkin versus Tauchman here. The pitcher Michael Tonkin, 1 year older. He was born in '89. The batter Tauchman born in '90. Cubs getting the 2 solo homers in the 3rd, one by this guy Tauchman, the other by Happ. That gave him the 3-1 lead, and we were there until the Braves got one there in the bottom of the 7th. Did he go? Yes, says Dan Bellino. 3 strikeouts through 4 batters for Michael Tonkin.
He's throwing the ball well tonight. Been attacking the zones. Got a good breaking ball. Another one right there.
Yeah, he went and he looked down there like he was guilty.
Doesn't help your case.
No, that's the key. You got to look confident. When you hold it, you kind of look while he's calling it. You might as well start walking back to the dugout.
And he is back in the dugout, and now Nico Hoerner 0 for 3 tonight. Just 7 hits between the 2 teams. 4 for the Cubs, 3 for the Braves. Yeah, he went 0-2.
That slider is really biting for him tonight. He is getting a lot of awkward swings.
That time Hoerner laid off. Like to keep this guy off the base paths. He leads the Cubs by a wide margin with 43 stolen bases. Just a touch outside.
Pretty sure that ball could have been down the middle and he was taking it.
Yeah.
He had him froze.
Yeah, I'm sure you got to be thinking if he throws that slider and it's in the middle of the plate, I can't swing at it because it's not going to be a strike. And then he throws that fastball right there.
And
it's
you go,
like,
oh my gosh.
Austin Riley gobbles this up. 2 away in the 8th. Fans, don't forget to vote for that man, Matt Olson, for the Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One. See the web address there, MLBtogether.com/Clemente21. The Orioles did win today against the Nationals, so the Braves could not lock up home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs with a win here, but they could get the magic number down to 1. A ball and a strike here to Ian Happ. Kevin Pillar, long run. But it goes bouncing off the side of the wall. 2-2. A cool moment, a souvenir for the young man. Two outs and a 2-2 pitch here from Tonkin. And the other way, a single for Happ, who's had a nice night. He's now 2 for 4. A quick message now from Truist.
I never realized how important it will be to have you to reach the goal.
If I can make your business 1% better, I did something.
And now the 2019 NL MVP, Cody Bellinger. 4 hits in the series, 3 last night, 1 tonight.
Bellinger go with the timeout?
He did, I think. Yeah, I think it was him.
On the 1-0 count.
Mixing it up.
And now 1-1. Bellinger with the Dodgers his entire career before this season. And we'll see what happens with him, but
I know
his price tag went up.
He's going to get paid.
Yeah. His price tag went up. Signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs back in December. Did have an issue middle of the year with a little bit of a bone bruise, missed a month, but when he's been out there, he's really helped Chicago here in 2023. Tompkins 1-2 pitch, and he fouls it back. This one line, but Austin Riley over the shortstop position takes it. We head to the bottom of the 8th.
Earlier today the Braves welcome their 3 millionth fan into Truist Park this season. This right here is Sherry Haberman. And Glab, you're going to really appreciate her jersey when she turns around here in a second. Longtime Braves fan, and she gets a 3 millionth customized jersey. So, sorry, Tom, yours may be going to the closet. Delta Club tickets, shopping spree to Braves Clubhouse store and Threads, courtesy of Truist. A one-night stay in the Omni and a racetrack gift card, and she was pumped. I'd be dancing just like Sherry, guys, after a night like that. My goodness.
Get Tom to sign it. You can make a little money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
Tom, she might come find you, get you to sign it for her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Congratulations to her. 3 million fans. Quite an accomplishment. Atlanta's been filling the park every night, filled tonight, and we got a good one as we go to the bottom of the 8th. So Julian Merryweather coming in here to face 9-1-2.
Yeah, and I think this tells you everything you need to know about where this game's at right now. He's been the guy pitching the 9th, but with Acuna and Albies and Riley coming up.
First batter is Arcia. He grounds out, and now here comes Ronald Acuna Jr.
Would this be a point, Glab, where they might be asking him to get 6 outs?
I would think so, yes. I mean, you might have somebody kind of behind him just in case, but if I'm guessing, this
you got to win this game.
This is yours, big guy. Go get it.
Ronald Acuna is 0 for 3 tonight. He started last night 0 for 3, and then he hit a homer to right field.
How about just a single, and then you get 2 stolen bases?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Get to the 40-70 mark.
Yep.
He's going to get on base. There is your single. Tying run is on board. Our Georgia Natural Gas feature tonight spotlights Mr. Ozzie Albies. And he's our impact player. Last 12 games, 11 ribbies.
12-game on-base streak. Hit safely in 11 of 12. 8 multi-hit games and 408. 29 career games versus the Cubs. He's hit safely in 25 of those 29 games.
And he had a solo homer back in the first. Takes 99 outside there from number 66, Merryweather.
I think Ronald's gone on this pitch now.
Well, I mean, I kind of wondered what Ozzie was going to do there. Kind of looked like he was taking the whole way. You know, maybe he's giving Ronald the chance to get one.
He's quick to the plate, though, and throws hard.
He started to go in stops. I don't know if he slipped or if he was intentionally stopping quickly.
I think he slipped.
And the fastball missed, so 2-0 now to Ozzie. Check it over. Merryweather, when he's been on the hill this year, opponents are 5 for 8 in the stolen base category against him. Ronald's going. Oh boy! Gomes threw it into left center, but Ronald stays there at second base. But he is now 1 away from a 40-70 season.
Trying to see, did Dansby deke him right here?
Yeah, I don't know if he's realized how big a jump he got and just tried to hold on, or.
You see Dansby put the tag and act like he had it.
Yeah.
Well, just kind of smart here, act like he had it as he threw the ball to left center.
And they have saved the Cubs 90 feet. Boy, what a throw by Gomes. I've never seen anything like that from a catcher.
And now he's 1 away, 69 stolen bags.
Of course, there's never been anything close to a 40-70 season until now. Ozzie grounds it to the right side and through. Ronald's coming home. And we are tied.
Pretty good throw from Suzuki, but Ronald, like anything, is because it's a ground ball, he's off right away, and then as it sneaks through, he picks up Wash, and Wash is sending him. That was weird. I thought one of them was going to get that ball.
Too.
Now you got to wonder, too, Ozzie, first couple pitches, if he tries to get in scoring position.
Last night, the Braves came back from down 6 to win 7-6. Tonight, it was 3-1. Now it's 3-3. Downstairs, 1-1 to Austin Riley.
Yeah, if the Braves come back and win this game, you got to credit Darius Vines and Tonkin right there to keep the Cubs at 3 and give this offense a chance to do what they're doing.
Cubs haven't scored since the 3rd inning. Ozzie does take off, but he will return to first.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to let that go, but I'll tell you what, 1-1, you get a fastball. If you're Riley, you got to unload like you did.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, earlier in the count, first pitch, second pitch, you know, but yeah, to your point, 1-1, you got a fastball to hit.
One down, go ahead run at first base, and the 1-2 to Austin downstairs.
And this offense, one place they've separated themselves from a lot of teams, as we know the home runs, but 306 2-strike RBIs this year. As you can guess, guys, that is #1 in all of baseball.
And here's a 2-strike count on the Braves' third baseman. Ozzie diving back. Matt Olson lurking next. Full count.
I think you'll definitely see Ozzie take off now, 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to trust that Austin's going to get the strike. He's going to put it in play.
Ozzie does go. Pitch is high. No, wait, he struck him out and they threw him out. And it is a double play to send us to the 9th inning. Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. 3 runs, 5 hits for each team. So Austin Riley caught looking. Ozzie Albies thrown out at second base, but not before he tied the game with an RBI single that scored Ronald Acuna. So we are set for more drama in game 2 of the series as Kirby Yates will toe the rubber in the top of the 9th inning. I kind of said it earlier, guys, but for Braves fans, a win here tonight is gravy. But if you are a Cubs fan watching this, it has to be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, after last night, too. And when you look earlier today, the Mets took care of business, and now it's 2-2 going to the bottom of the 7th. You got to be thinking they're trying to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a huge lift for the Cubbies if the Mets sweep the doubleheader today against the Fish.
Think about that. If the Mets sweep that doubleheader and the Cubs win this ball game, all of a sudden they're up 2 games on them for that final spot, where you reverse it and it happens they're tied and the Cubs are on the outside looking in.
Right back to the mound. Kirby with a good throw to first, and Suzuki is retired. Well, the Cubs had hit that dry patch where they lost 7 of 8, but then last weekend they did sweep Colorado. They had one big come from behind win to do that, and then they came here to Atlanta and lost last night after getting up 6-0. Dansby fouls it off, 0-1. – 0-2 here from Kirby Yates. And 3 straight foul balls on 3 straight splitters.
Yeah, if you're going to throw Dansby a fastball here, it better not be in the strike zone.
Just a touch below 250, 22 homers, 80 driven in this year for Swanson. And that came in and hit him. Slipped right out of Kirby's hand. 1 on, 1 out.
Boy, you hate that because that was 3 really good pitches to get ahead 0-2. In this situation right now, if you're Dansby, you will take that any day of the week.
Yep. 5th batter that Kirby Yates has hit this season. So the potential go-ahead run down at first base, and here's Candelario. Atlanta sitting on 101 wins. They have not reached 102 since the 1999 season. And a tie game here right now in the 9th inning. Dansby takes off. And he steals it pretty easily. Runner in scoring position.
Yeah, he was creeping, trying to time Kirby. And they never made him stop. He got a huge jump.
Yeah, he went back and reset.
And now the 1-1 to Candelario. This misses downstairs. A splitter again from Yates. 2 balls and a strike. Hitters count here to Candelario, who struggled last year with Detroit, and they let him walk at the end of the season, but he's putting together a nice 2023 campaign for the Cubs. Just coming back off that hamstring injury. And he earns a walk here. So runners at first and second.
And he brings up Yan Gomes, who you might look and see is their 8th-hole hitter, but one of the clutchest hitters they've had.
Crow Armstrong has a lot of speed, the rookie, and he's going to pinch run for Candelario. Now, walks have been a little bit of an issue for Kirby. That's now 37 of them in 58 innings pitched this year. See if he can work around it. Got him to swing and miss there. 1-1.
Good fastball into the hands. Tied Gomes up.
Both of these guys veterans that have been around, each of them 36 years of age. Little broken bat, flare, single to right. Dansby Swanson is coming home, and the Cubs have taken the lead in the top of the 9th.
That's twice this series now. Gomes got a ground ball, if you remember, to third base last night for an RBI. And this was perfect pitch by Kirby Yates. Absolutely blew him up and inside. Just hit it the only place no one could get it.
And you know, we talk about it all the time, right? How many times do you see it? The self-inflicted wounds, right? The hit batter, the walk, and then something like that happens, and it's like, you know, and it's just kind of that you got yourself into that little bit of bad trouble and then got a bad break.
Well, now it's about damage control for Kirby Yates with runners at the corners and 1 out. And he throws a strike here to Miles Mastrobuoni. Yan Gomes getting Chicago their first run since all the way back in the 3rd inning. 0-2. And he struck him out. Spat him up again with a four-seam fastball, 2 away. Top of the order, and Mike Tauchman. In the bottom of the 9th, Atlanta will bring Matt Olson and the middle part of the order to the plate.
Tauchman been all or nothing tonight. 3 strikeouts and a home run solo shot in the 3rd.
All 3 of those strikeouts swinging for the designated hitter. And a guy who last year at this time nobody thought would be in this position. He was playing in Japan last year, and then he signed a minor league deal with the Cubs. Not much was thought of him. Had a good spring, made the roster, didn't make it to the bigs though officially until May 19th after they optioned him to AAA after the start of the season. But here he is playing a big role. Two balls and a strike. And the 2-1 from number 2-2. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Runners at the corners, 1-run game. 2 down, 2-2 pitch. And we'll do it again.
Spoiled a good one there. That fastball was right in on the knuckles.
I'd stay with that. That seems so far this inning to be his best pitch.
Yeah. I think he does get a little bit splitter happy sometimes.
And I'm not speeding Tauchman's bat up right here.
Well, he did throw another fastball, and again it's fouled away. A lot of anxious players over there in the blue of the Chicago Cubs. And the skipper, David Ross, knows how big this one is to his team. Tauchman calls time. Here we go again. Shadow left. Kevin Pillar has it. The Cubs take a 4-3 lead to the bottom of the ninth. Matt Olson will lead things off for Atlanta. Lead it off. 53 homers this year, leads Major League Baseball. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and here are all 53 of them.
Man, you love that. Such a beautiful spray chart. You see how many are opposite field to and down the line. So strong, lets the ball travel. And when he does pull it, look, he's on time and clips it. But again, hitting over 280, has been a complete hitter this ball season.
I see another one on top of the chop house right now.
Braves would certainly take it. For Chicago, it won't be Merriweather staying in. It's Mark Leiter Jr., who hasn't pitched since Wednesday when he gave up 3 runs in the 6th inning against Pittsburgh. So he'll be looking to make amends here tonight.
Well, and he's had a good year, but Brandon, because of the injuries, they have had to use him a lot.
And he is going to have his work cut out for him. Crow Armstrong stays in, and he plays center field. Bellinger goes from center field to first base. And the first baseman for the Braves, Matt Olson, waits and swings and misses through a sinker. The 0-1 from the righty. Popped him up. And Horner, who made the error earlier, no error there, 1 away. Ozuna now. A double back in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3.
And one thing Leiter does a good job that's tough is that cutter. Fastball, which is a sinker, stays down. You saw where those first 2 pitches were tough to get elevate on him.
Downstairs 2-0. He is the nephew of Al Leiter, the 2-time All-Star and 3-time World Series champ. He's got a cousin, Jack, who was the #2 pick a couple of years ago by the Rangers. That one misses outside. 3-0.
Well, he better be careful on this pitch.
Yeah.
Ozuna 3-0 this year, guys. Atlanta, sorry, 9 for 17 with 5 home runs.
Ozuna hits it high. He hits it deep. And folks, we are tied in the bottom of the 9th on a big fly from the Big Bear.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yep.
Add to that total, too.
He just tied his career high with 37 homers, and the Braves now 4 away from the single-season home run record as a team. Michael Harris to center field. Crow Armstrong can't get there. Harris stops at second with a double. He represents the winning run. And you're getting a small taste of what this place is going to sound like in a couple of weeks.
Got it off the end a little bit. There's a scenario where it's a young outfielder right there trying to make a great play.
Yeah, you can't let that ball get by you right there.
And that is it for Leiter. Michael Kelly loves it. This place came alive after Marcell Ozuna's 37th homer of the season.
Yeah, Jeff said it. You better be careful. And inside fastball inner half for a strike is not being careful on the Big Bear, and he didn't miss it.
3-0's a new 2-0, guys, and if you're going to throw it in there, this offense, we talk about how aggressive they are. Every guy's got the green light, and in that situation, especially when you need one of those, the Bear comes through. Get him a salmon. Or a bird.
Either one. And what a scene right now here at Truist Park.
And now you're bringing in Quason. This whole idea here is matchup. They want to get him from the side, sinker baller type guy with the righties and Murphy, Pilar, and Arcia coming up.
And David Ross has to be saying, oh no, here we go again. Quas threw 2/3 of an inning last night. His 71st appearance of the season.
I think you're also seeing why this team has won 101 games. And when you talk about the playoffs, I know you got great pitching, but this offense is going to make it so tough for some team to get 27 outs.
It's really, really hard. I mean, you know, like so many times, like last night, tonight, you just kind of rolling along and everything's just kind of ho-hum, and then boom, 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 you know, it's crazy. And you know that team in the other dugout knows it.
Well, let's take you back to April 10th. Sean Murphy, similar situation against Cincinnati. This was his first walk-off homer as an Atlanta Brave. You don't need a homer here. Just something to the outfield that'll drop. Takes the first pitch from Quas for a strike. The 0-1 inside.
And that's why he's in. You saw, remember, Zuna hit him for a double last night off the left field wall. He's going to try to throw that sinker, and he's going to sweep that slider across.
The 1-1 from the right-hander. Inside again. Atlanta trying to pick up win number 102 of the season. Michael Harris, a potential winning run at second base. 2-1. He chased one. That is the sweeper away, 2-2.
And right here, guys, where Nico Hoerner's playing at second base, you're trying to get jammed here. You do everything you can. Broken bat, single, anything to right field wins this ball game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Whoa, it gets by Gomes. Quas just overcooked it, and Harris is 90 feet away.
I mean, overcooked is an understatement. And now the outfielder's got to come in a little bit. Now, even more than you just did, you try to get blown up on a ball.
Infield in, outfield in. Here we go, 3-2. Grounder to third. taken by Mastrobuoni, and the Cubs can breathe a sigh of relief for the moment. 2 away. Will Kevin Pillar be the hero?
Man, if I'm Kevin now, guys, I am sitting on nothing but that sinker out over the plate, because he is going to be scared to death to throw that sweeper.
Inside.
I'm not sure he can throw the sweeper for a strike.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. He's scared to bounce at what he just did. So if you're Pillar right here, you know that sinker's coming. Just see it out over.
Up the middle. Hoerner's there, though, and he throws over to get Pillar. Was cheating up the middle, and Nico Hoerner made the play. And we are destined for extra innings. Marcell Ozuna with a solo homer. 37th of the season, tying his career high. And for the 4th time in their last 16 games, the Atlanta Braves are headed for extras. Jesse Chavez will come in here. We'll see if he can set down Hoerner, Happ, and Bellinger, 2, 3, 4 in the order. So Tauchman will be the runner at second base. And there you see the Cubs 3 and 4 in extras. The Braves this year 7 and 3. And Nico Hoerner, who made the play to end the bottom of the 9th, leads off the top of the 10th. He's 0 for 4 tonight. He tries to go the other way off the end of the bat. Fouls it out of play, 1-1.
I'd say extra innings with the guy at second is just, it's interesting just because you like this, you're trying to go the other way, but it's like sometimes you give yourself up almost too easy.
Does shoot it to right field. Ronald had to adjust, but he does make the catch. But with his momentum going back, Tauchman easily gets to third base.
Ronald got a little excited on that one. I think he thought it air him out, and he ended up having to go back, and good read by Tauchman. Because like you said, Brandon, with that momentum, no way he was going to get him.
So now the infield comes in. And here's Ian Happ, 2 for 4, a homer back in the 3rd. He also singled. That Ozuna homer, which as you guys talked about was on a 3-0 count. It's the first time all year the Cubs have allowed a home run in a 3-0 count. It's only the 2nd time this year that Cubs pitching has allowed a hit on a 3-0 count. But it sent us to extras. See if the Braves can go ahead and win the series here tonight in Game 2. Jesse's 3rd game back from the long absence with the fractured shin. He's thrown 2 2/3 since coming back. And now he's got a 2-2 count here on Ian Happ. Two. Over toward the gap. Oh, they almost collided. Harris does take it. And Tauchman will score to give Chicago a 5-4 lead.
Tell you what, I know they gave up a run, but
thankfully that's all.
Thank God no one's hurt out there. Let me tell you, that was because from up here, we obviously this view we have, that ball split those two guys so perfectly. Ronald, good job at the end getting out of the way.
So now no traffic, and Cody Bellinger, the batter. But certainly have to be careful with his home run capability. 26 of them this year. Just missed. Jesse's 1-2 now, evens the count up.
Well, I like him trying to go inside. Look, you got to change it up. I know in the past, Bellinger, you get him out of the way. He's done a much better job this year of going the other way. So you got to flip it a little bit.
2 outs in a 2-2 pitch, but first time called by Bellinger.
Like that?
Yep. A single the other way with 2 outs, and the top of the 10th continues.
I mean, it's completely flipped the script on his approach last year, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, that's
last year. That's a wave and a miss, and he's sitting down.
Yeah.
But he's having a career year in several categories, including batting average. Gets another hit there, so now that gives Suzuki a chance. And you know he would love nothing more than to park a 2-run homer to help forget about what happened last night. But he's down 0-2.
Well, that's the thing Jesse does a good job when he sees Suzuki expand on a pitch a couple inches off the zone like that. I would expect him to try to go right back out there and see if he'll go a little bit farther and get a swing and miss.
Bellinger does have 20 stolen bases this year. Did go a little further outside, but Suzuki lays off the pitch 1-2. There's a strike painted on the inside corner. The Cubs do get 1, and now it's the Braves' turn. Kevin Pillar made the last out in the 9th inning, so he will be the runner at second base. And a rookie is coming in on the mound, the 23-year-old from Venezuela, Daniel Palencia. First career save opportunity, his 26th big league appearance.
Probably didn't think he was going to be in this game tonight in this situation with the season on the line.
I'm guessing no, he did not.
A lot of interesting things at play, though, with Ronald on deck, obviously a base open. But do you put the winning run on with a base hit to score you? David Ross had a lot of tough decisions tonight.
If they get Arcia out, yes, I'm putting Ronald on.
But first they have
easier up here, huh?
Yeah. Orlando is 0 for 3 tonight. He's 0 for 6 in the series. And he lines the first pitch foul into the Braves dugout. The Braves home opener this year, Orlando had the walk-off hit against the San Diego Padres. Bounces that in. Gomes with a stop. Braves have 5 walk-off wins this year, but have not had one since June the 8th. That was when you guys had the 4-man booth and Ozzie hit the homer. And you poured Larry a crown.
Poor Glav a crown tonight.
Bouncer to second. It will move the runner Pillar to third.
All right, Glav, now let me ask you this.
Now I don't think
because he's stealing the moment you walk him.
Yep.
Well, this is where managers
they're talking him and Tommy Hotovy and Andy Green. Heck, he managed Andy Green out there in San Diego. You got to pitch to him, right?
You do, yeah. In that situation, yes, you do. Because like I said, if he gets on, he's stealing. So it's going to be second and third.
I don't know if he'll get anything to hit, though.
The MVP chance raining down here at Truist. Ooh, got something to hit there.
Never mind.
Yeah. And that's the dilemma with a young guy on the mound, right? You can't trust him to not give him a pitch to hit.
Yeah. 98 pipe.
Infield in. Tying run at third. 1-1 to Ronald Acuna Jr. Fouls it back. 100 that time for Palencia. A couple of Venezuelan natives squaring off here in a critical juncture in this ball game.
Give him credit, man. He just unleashed two.
Ronald has tied the game. Add that to his MVP resume as well.
Yeah, and you know what's coming now, boys.
Yep. Number 70, possibly.
Yeah.
He's going to try. Put it that way. Yeah, one with the slider to.
That just shows you how good he is. You just saw two fastballs at 98 100, and you get a slider and you line it to right. You saw Cody Bellinger hugging him, telling him, "You're too good for this league."
Ronald goes. There it is. He did it. A 40-70 season, and a season unlike any other in Major League Baseball history for Ronald Acuna Jr. Take the base and take a bow, number 13.
I got to give it to him.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Numbers that we never knew if we would see in the game of baseball. But in 2023, Ronald Acuna has done it.
Well, you got to walk it off now, right?
Yeah, have to. I mean, the perfect ending.
And they're playing a little highlight montage right now on the big board. And there's the base.
Well, you got the right guy at the dish now.
Yeah.
Last two walk-off wins for the Braves have been Ozzie Albies, so.
Cubs got to be thinking, what else can go wrong?
Yeah.
Ozzie line drive, base hit. Reynolds coming home. Safe. The Braves have done it again to the Chicago Cubs. What a couple of moments. Ronald Acuna joins the 40-70 club, and then just a couple of moments later, Ozzie Albies delivers the game-winning hit.
Well, like we talked about, I mean, it's just a relentless attack offensively. These guys have so much belief in themselves. They know how hard it is to put them down. And they just gave the Cubs another heartbreaker.
I don't think you got to say too much after that.
No.
Everything you just saw, that's why this team now has won 102 games. This team's built for October. And congratulations, Ronald Acuna. An amazing season, an MVP season.
Ozzie Albies' third straight, as Glab mentioned, walk-off win. The last three have all been because of Ozzie. Last one on June 8th and now here on September 27th. But the hugs and the handshakes are for number 13.
That was worth extra baseball.
Yeah.
And we've got him live down there with Kelly Kroll.
He may need to catch his breath. Ronald, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've been eyeing that 70th stolen base for a while. What was that moment like?
Mira.
Want to try that again?
Mira, de verdad, súper contento, de verdad, por ya no este triunfo. El juego estuvo emocionante y de verdad que súper contento por unirme al Club 40-70.
Very happy. Most of all, we were triumphant in tonight's game. We were able to win. It was a super emotional game, and I'm extremely happy to have created the 40-70 club.
I was just going to ask what that meant to come in a game like this.
Lo emocionante y lo que significa que pasó en un juego de esta magnitud así.
Mira, de verdad que fue importante, como te dije, el juego estaba emocionante. Se sintió hoy como el playoff y ya eso puede ser un preview para lo que viene en los playoffs ahora.
Well, it's like I said before, a super emotional game. It felt like a playoff atmosphere, and I guess it just goes to show everybody here, show everybody that this is a preview to what can be in the postseason.
You heard the MVP chants. Have you solidified that? Do you feel like?
Que si te sientes con el juego que tuviste esta noche, que básicamente ahora tienes el MVP ahí, que si hiciste algo para ayudarte ahí a ganar ese premio.
Los fanáticos traen la energía y uno se la da, ¿me entiendes? Uno trata de hacer los ajustes, tratar de tomar buenos turnos, y eso fue lo que hicimos hoy.
You know, the fans bring the energy. I think it's just on us to make the adjustments and do what we got to do.
You guys are so much fun to watch, Ronald. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys.
Before tonight, there had never been 40-70, but folks, there had never been 40-50. There had never been 40-60.
Yeah.
And now 40-70, and the Braves win in the most dramatic of ways. What a night.
We've seen him all year and how he can take over a game. And I just think it shows you in this type of game for the Braves, where guys, again, we talked about it, didn't mean like it was for the Cubs to continue to play as hard as they have, this whole team. And like I said, we got to watch it all year. I mean, up close and personal, how many times he came through, and tonight, 2 stolen bases, the big hit, and then, of course, to score on Ozzie's hit. And great job, Ozzie.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I know you get plenty of time, but what a win. What a tough loss for the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, 2 nights in a row now for the Cubs, and just, listen, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see in the playoffs. So fun to watch tonight, great ending, and just been an incredible year.
A playoff type atmosphere as the Braves get win number 102 once again in come from behind fashion. We'll go for the sweep tomorrow. For our entire crew, for Jeff Francoeur, for Tom Glavine, and for Kelly Kroll, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off from Truist Park. And the Braves have clinched home field through the NLCS with this win tonight. One more notch down on the belt here. Stay tuned now for Braves Live postgame show presented by Xfinity. So long, everybody.